How's it going, everyone? We're here to check out the top submitted skins to the workshop this week. And if you are new, just to give a quick explanation as to what this is, you'll see there's a lot more skins here than what get accepted every week. There's only 8 to 10 skins that typically make it in. And these are just the skins that have the potential to be those 8 to 10 skins. That means none of these, some of these, maybe never will make it in, or maybe they'll be in this week. You'll just have to see. Really just depends. But that's basically how it goes. So, jumping on into it, we've got version 2 of the military burlap set with the head wrap, shirt, and trousers all together in one. And it is a very, very nice looking burlap set. It almost looks like a hoodie and pants. And yeah, I think a lot of people will grab this one if it popped on in. Just a little bit ago, we saw a frosty poncho make its way on in, so maybe we'll see the boonie hat and bandana make it in. Submitted this week is the ice boonie and bandana. Pretty simple design, but it also doubles as camo in the snow. Next, we've got bandana for you, and well, it's nice and simple. It's the pita bread bandana. Pita bandana to go with the pita poncho. Next up, we've got a bandana poncho combo for you, and it is part of the Lullaby set. So as you can see, it has all sorts of kind of the green, kind of foresty, mossy look going on. Then you have their little symbol there in gray with some pins to hold together the poncho there. Definitely something that could be used potentially for a little bit of camouflage as well, if this were something you want to do. Next up, we've got a very shiny poncho and bandana. It's the disco set. And yeah, it's got this kind of like jaw thing going on with like the disco shards. Then you've got this big old like heart made out of shards, painted red. And then the rest has got some disco reflection going on. Made straight up out of a disco ball from Rust. No, but hey, it could work, right? Next, we've got a food poncho and boonie hat combo for you for the fried egg set. And as you can see here, it's got little bits of, I don't know, I guess that would be seasoning of some sort. I want to say green onion, but that looks nothing like green onions. That's at least what I usually would put in my eggs. Maybe it's basil or something. I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure you guys will scream at me in the comments, oh, this is such a common thing to use or something. I'm waiting for it, guys. I'm waiting for it. Next, we have a simple poncho design for you. It's simply the foil poncho to go along with all the other foil stuff. And it's just something that really looks like it fits into Rust. You literally just picked up a piece of trash and formed it into clothing, and there you go. Next, we have a very interesting cap for you. This is Caesar's crown. And yeah, as you can see, it's a crown that basically looks like the crown of Caesar. So there you go. I don't know if the name would work if it, popped in, but it's very unique. I mean, it is a cap. But the only reason I would think it might not make it in is just because nothing else like this really ever has. But hey, there's always a first time, right? Next up, we've got hoodie and pants, and it's the continuation for the ghillie set. That's 3 pieces, so hey, this will make it an official set if these pop in. And yeah, there you go. You guys were complaining it doesn't really match some of the other sets. Well, that's because they aren't made by the same people. This is made by the same person. And I like that it kind of looks like there's some armoring underneath, like you can see like the pads, but they aren't a complete giveaway. Like you can kind of see there's something there, you know what I mean? But as you zoom in closer, you can see there's knee pads and so forth, and same with the elbow over here. It's always little details that make a difference. Next, we've got some road sign for you, and it is the spray set. That's right, the spray paint set was pretty popular as it was rolling into the shop, and it looks like the creator is looking to see if people want some more. So do you sound on off, guys? Look at this. I think that the road sign set just looks really fresh. I could see a lot of people really liking this, like the kind of people that like the bombing set and so forth. This would sell to the same kind of crowd, I think. Definitely a very nice revival. Next, we've got some high qual, and the first one up here is the Void Mercenary, and this thing just has all sorts of stuff going on, but man, I can't stop focusing on the T thing. It is just freaky. Oh man, it is just freaky. And I think they did an amazing job at grabbing that. Next up, it looks like it's time for some American football. That's right. I said American football, even though I'm here in America because, well, there's football, soccer, football. But anyways, this set comes in 2 different versions, a white and a red version. I'm showing you the red one. If you want to see the white one, it's down in the description with the workshop link, as always. And you can see this metal face mask is made to look like a face guard and a helmet. along with chin strap and all. And I think they did a really good job here. It looks really well done, not too flat. Actually looks like it has some 3D to it, and the wear and tear as well fits really nicely, I think. Go ahead and take a look at the back as well. And there we have it. And we have one last high qual set for you before we jump into the deployables, is the Madness Metal set. And as you can see, it just kind of has this Damascus steel kind of look to the plating on it. And it just has this really nice kind of paramilitary look to it, which I think a lot of people really like. In rust, of course. And it has dark colors, which I think is also a plus when people want to be kind of stealthy. So combined, I think could be a pretty good set if it made its way into the shop this week. Alright, let's jump into our deployables this week, and we have quite a bit, so we're going to tear right through them. Starting off, we've got the Hot Dog Sleeping Bag version 2. And it still has that kind of pool floaty kind of look to it, but it also has, you know, a little more updated textures and so forth. I do like how the actual mustard and ketchup look like they kind of pop up and off, and you can see the sesame seeds also kind of have a little bit of a texture. So there you go with that one. Next we've got a constellation piece for you, and it's the sleeping bag. And this thing has a very cool kind of modern sleeping bag with all the straps, and it almost looks armored with the little kind of constellation plate on it. Definitely a very nice looking sleeping bag for sure. Then we've got some boxes for you. The first one here is going to be part of the El Diablo set. It's the El Diablo small box. It has two versions. One's a glow and a not glow, so we'll show you here when we hit up the lights later. Next, our other small box here is going to be the ink blot box. And as you can see, it kind of has like a hand-drawn look to it, and then it has ink leaking up and out of all of the cracks in between the wood. Moving on, we've got what looks like an attempt at another new box set here with the LCD boxes by Ideal. We've got two submissions so far, Metal Frags and Sulfur. Go ahead and take a look at them there from the sides. They definitely look really nice at night too, so we'll show you that here shortly. Then we have a continuation in this box set with the electric storage, and this just happens to be the electric storage. So there you go. Next, moving on, we've got a continuation with the Constructors set with the glowing box, and I think the updates to this made it look really, really cool. Next over here, we have another box for you, and this one is the Biohazard large box. As you can see, it has a Cobalt logo for you there, and some Biohazard symbols and so forth to live up to its name. Moving along, we've got some furnaces. The first one here is the decorative furnace, and it kind of looks like it's made out of like honestly a rope thread wrapped around like I don't know, some kind of like a lantern material. I don't know, this thing doesn't look very fire safe, but hey, definitely has a cool look to it, right? Moving on, we've got this crazy looking face with the Astral Furnace, and man, this thing just kind of pulls you right on in. Actually, you know what, kind of reminds me of a screaming Thanos. I don't know why. I think it's the chin kind of. Next, we've got another very fancy looking furnace for you. This is the Molten Gold Furnace. And as you can see, the higher up you get, the more molten it appears to be. Then we've got a little cola furnace for you. As you can see, it's Cobalt Cola. Definitely a fun little design. And last but not least, we've got the Rev Neon Furnace for you. So there you go. Neon Furnace. Moving on, we've got a locker for you, and this one has all sorts of fun to it. It is the Locker to Heaven. As you can see, it has these nice little wicker doors you can look through into the cabinets. Nice little heart see-through. It should remind you of the From Heaven door. Ah, see, there we go. It is tied to something. That name did sound familiar. There you have that. Next, we've got a couple rugs. First one, if you ever want to turn the entire inside of your base to look like a gold mint, and you've got all the money in the world, well, here you go. This would be the rug for you. Then over here, we've got a nice kind of pirate style, old style kind of map, but of the actual Rust stuff. It's the clan map rug. You got a little Bradley, and then the MRS, and tugboats, and oil rig, all sorts of little plans going on. The black and white wooden door. As we pop through the back, you can see the back side of it right there. Moving on, we've got our sheet metal doors. The first one here is from the hard suit set, and you've got this really cool plated hard suit metal door. Definitely a very tough looking door. I could see a lot of people wanting to slap on their base. Next over here, we've got the drywall door. We had the drywall rugs make it into the game, so hey, maybe this door has a chance to go along with it, and you can match it along with your whole base. Then over here, we've got a very creative looking door for you. This one is the Memento door by Alloy. And it just has this really kind of crazy glow thing going on, these skulls and everything. We'll definitely have to pop back at night and show the real glow to this. Next, we've got continuation with the silly doors from Keck with the hamster door. There you go. And at first, you may think, wait, are those nipples or something? Those are the feet of the hamster, okay, guys? Jeez. Moving on, we've got the Wild West version 2 sheet metal door. And this one definitely looks more metal-y than it does wood. I think that's a nice little upgrade. Also, the fur and so forth has been updated on the actual hide, as well as the skull looks a lot less flat. I think that's a really nice update to this one. Moving on, we've got a beautiful little door with the sun and stars. It's the sun-faced door to go along with, well, the clothing set, I think, is the only other stuff I've seen so far. Then over here, we've got a regal lion for you, the golden lion door, to be specific. It has two versions, glow and a non-glow. We've got one double door for you, and it seems to be the cat and dog double door for you. Moving on, we've got some garage doors. This first one looks like it's made out of obsidian. This is the black glass garage door. Then we've got this really kind of armored up looking awesome armory door here with the military armory door by Mad Polly. Moving on, we've got a very unique door. I don't know the chances of this popping in, but look, I mean, it's even chain link up here. You got the barbed wire, high voltage. This whole thing is really cool. The high voltage garage door by Little Ranger. Then over here we have one that's pretty on theme with the new DLC that just came out. The Armory garage door definitely has that rust feel and just fits so beautifully with it. Next we've got some cool art with the Security Kraken garage door. This one also has a really nice glow that goes along with it. And last but not least, we've got the Industrial Craft garage door. So let's go ahead, kill those lights, and take a look at the beautiful glow. There's those lion eyes judging you. Look at that. So cool. Then we've got that little bit here on the hard suit door. Kind of like a light above the key, I'd say. And we can cruise all the way down to our furnaces. Oh, that's really cool looking. Then we have our boxes. And the Consolation sleeping bag. Alright, let's jump into our tools and weapons, and starting off we've got a cool little hammer for you here with some cave drawings. It's the Primal Hammer to match along with the Primal tools we saw the previous week. Then we've got a rock for you here, and this one looks like a big old, well, lump of coal, and well, that's because it's a big old lump of coal. I mean, that's pretty straightforward, right? Next, we've got another one for you, and if it looks kind of like a honeydew melon to you, well, that's probably because it's supposed to be. This is the melon rock, and it looks like it's taking a little bit of a beating. The shape is a little weird, but hey, you still love it anyways, because it's all you've got to eat. I mean, it's what you spawned with, right? Next, we've got some more food-related tools for you with the sushi tools here. This is the sushi, as I start to slur and no longer be able to talk, stone hatchet. And then, of course, we've got the matching pick to go alongside with it. Next, we've got some metal tools for you, and it should look pretty familiar. It is the No Mercy tools, And as you can see, they've been redone with a version 2. And of course, we have to have the matching pickaxe to go with as well. And there you go. Definitely be a popular one if this one made it into the shop. Or these two, I should say. Next, we've got a crazy little sword for you, and it is the Swordfish Sword. I love this. It's simply just a swordfish, actually. But it's definitely really cool. It's got a little hook on one side, and it's just really well done. I love the humor and the creativity done in this one here. Next, we've got a Pumpy for you, and it should look pretty familiar as it is part of the Panther set. Therefore, it is the Panther Pumpy. Aiming down the sights here, you've got a nice little gold tip and that panther eye staring back at you. Next, we've got some pistols. Starting off, the first one here is going to be an Ioka, and well, this one is the random Ioka, and it looks like it has a bunch of dice rolls all over it, and honestly, that's kind of what the Ioka itself is. So it just honestly fits perfectly. Next, we've got some Revies for you. The first one up here is pretty much almost all black. It is the Shadow Revolver. You can see there's a little bit of gray and green in there, depending how the light hits it. Aiming down the sights, you've got some green and red dots for aiming. They are not glowing, however. They do look pretty bright, so I want to point that out. Next up, we've got another revolver, and it's good competition for that one, as it is part of a very popular set with the Redemption Revy. Popping right up. Aiming down the sights, you've got those red dots as usual. And we'll pop a reload for you right there. Next, we've got a sap for you, and this one here is got that kind of glowy green pattern of the Elders set. And this is the Elders signature. So there you have that. Aiming down the sights here, not too much going on except for that green tip. Do wish there was a little bit in that back area, however. Next, we've got a Tommy for you, and this one has all sorts of greens and blues going on. This is the Advanced Thompson. And yeah, there you go. It's got some push, push, push as an advance forward, guys. Aiming down the sides, you've got kind of like a rusty tip. A little bit of green there, mixed with some of that blue aqua color. Next, we've got some SMGs for you, and the first one here is all bloody with kind of like a skull thing going on. This is the Blood Moon SMG. Aiming down the sights here, it's all bloody and rusty. And we can feed that mag right up into the skull's teeth. Next, we've got another one for you, and this one is all sorts of kind of cobbled together. This is the Lattice Work SMG. Looks like it's all custom little designs and fine-tuned little pieces all put together into this fancy little custom SMG. Aiming down the sights here, you've got a nice little star imprint and a gold tip. And there's that reload. Next, we've got an MP5 for you, and this one should look pretty familiar as we just got a piece from this set. Well, actually, it's not even a set yet. This is only the second piece, so a potential set. This is a Kevlar MP5. Aiming down the sights here, you've got a nice red tip versus the black of the sight. We'll go ahead and pop a reload there. You can definitely see the front grip has some cutout as well. Then we've got another MP5 for you here, and this one has more of a kind of galaxy thing going on. And this is the Stellar Midnight MP5. You turn around there, you can see the different kind of chromish colored blue popping out there. And aiming down the sights, you've got a nice red sight. And you've got some little star designs there on the back of the side as well. Next, with our next MP5, it's very pink. And pink indeed. This is the Fashion Verdict MP5, and as you can see, it even looks like they're stitched on pieces. Mostly it looks like, I would say, leather. And yeah, it's just altogether a very crazy looking MP5. Aiming down the sides here, you've got a nice red sight. And we'll pop a reload for you there. Next, we've got another one, and it is part of the Chameleon set. This set's known for its change in color depending on how the light hits it. And the one piece that's made in so far did very well, so I could see maybe more of these popping in. We'll just have to see as the set continues. Aiming down the sights here, you've got just chameleon rainbow colors all around. And there is that reload. Next, we've got another one for you, and this one has some artwork and lots of little bugs all over it. This is the Insect Hunter MP5. Got some plants. Definitely a beautiful little design. I like the little ridges on the top. Aiming down the sights here, you've got kind of just a faded iron sight with the paint there. Next, we've got another MP5, and this one has more of a sporty look to it. This is the Echo MP5. And as you can see, it's kind of got like, I would say kind of like a race look to it. Reminds me of a racetrack, race car. Aiming down the sights here, you've got that Echo and a nice orange and red sight. Next, we've got some SARs for you, and this one is a continuation in the charcoal sketch set. So hey, maybe we'll see this sketch one pop on in. I think it did pretty well, at least the one piece that made it in. So hey, maybe we'll see some more. Never know. Aiming down the sights here. And we'll get that reload going. Next, we've got another SAR for you, and this one's all sorts of colorful drip. And it is the, well, drip SAR. I mean, there we go. There it is. It's got a nice kind of comic look to it, and that's probably because it's from Legacy, who makes the comic set. So they have that similar kind of look, but man, a nice splash of color to it. Aiming down the sides here, you've got a purpley, or light purple, with a lime green side. Alright, let's move on to our AKs, and first one up, we've got this beautiful little art of this AK that looks like it's actually painted up to look like bamboo. And then you've got the little bamboo forest with the little panda, and then you've got the little actual like cloth parts that have little bandanas with pandas on them. Definitely a cool little design. Aiming down the sights, you've got some pink on the sides and a nice little panda paw. Next, we move on to a way different AK, and this one is much more industrial and new. This is the plated AK by Duck. This thing is definitely badass looking. I can see a lot of people wanting to grab this. Aiming down the sights, you've got white versus gray for the tips. And there we go for a reload. Next up, we've got a crazy looking sheep. And this is the Trust Me AR, and you got the sheep saying, oh, trust me, down to the one down there on the clip, and yeah, there's a whole, I think, meme kind of thing behind it, so there you go. I believe it's Trust Me Brother, or something like that. Aiming down the sights here, you've got very faded sights with a kind of grayish black tip. And there we go. Next, we've got a very bright AK for you, and this whole thing looks molten. It is the Magma AK-47. Aiming down the sights here, you've got some just, I would say kind of, whoa, hello. Aiming down the sights, you've got kind of a more obsidian black with gray, but still kind of just same color as the rest of the AK. We'll go ahead and pop a reload for you there. Next, we've got another AR for you, and this one's very colorful. It's the multicolor AR version 2. It just has a nice bright shine to it. I think the color grade has changed a little bit, and everything just has a little bit more detail to it. Aiming down the sights here, you've got that color grade going on for the sights with the black tip. And there we go for our reload. Next, we've got another AR for you, and this one's got flames and all sorts of stuff going on. It is the Firestorm AR. It has that kind of older, more kind of like hand-painted look, which fits kind of more into the Rust world. Aiming down the sights here, you've got that same kind of orange, but to parts of the sight, which I think is just, the way it's done looks really cool. And then you kind of have that carved flame in the back there to go with the theme. Next, we've got an LR for you here, and this one has a very cool kind of rusty look to it. This is the Solar Energy LR. And as you can see, the whole thing kind of looks like it has pieces of solar panel put into it right there. And you can imagine maybe it kind of runs on it instead of being kind of like gas powered, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's definitely a very interesting look. And the whole thing does look like it's cobbled together by stuff in the actual Rust world. Aiming down the sights, I do wish there was like maybe some coloration differentiation there, but you can see the knob has been colored and there's a little bit of a solar panel peeking in the bottom there. Next, we've got the bar of all time, the banana bar for you with the Bolt Nana. So there you go, Bolt Nana. Wouldn't be surprised if we see this popping in, as the banana has been pretty popular with Hulk. Aiming down the sights, you have a little bit of a green to the tip. And there's that reload there. Last but not least, we've got the Burrito Launcher. That's right, from the creator of the burrito bag, we've got the Burrito Launcher now. Rocket launcher in foil and a burrito, and it's ready to launch a burrito out. So there you go. Let's load her on up and just fire a rocket off into the trees. As per tradition, we hit nothing. And there you go, everyone. Burrito Launcher. But that does it. Sound off down in the comment section below. Which ones are you hoping will make it in this week and why? And as always, leave me any kind of comments. I'll try to get them to the right people for whoever it may be. And if it's just simply you saying hi, I always appreciate that. Thanks for watching. Stay rusty.